Hello and welcome to a very cold February day where I've come to meet a guy that doesn't just own one Quantum, he owns 4, and 18 months ago he didn't own any.
Hello YouTubers, my name's Andy and I own 4 Quantums.
So Andy, I've got to ask, right, 18 months ago, no Quantums.
No Quantums.
No Quantums. What did you have 18 months ago?
Basically I had MG BGT, which I supercharged.
Lovely cars.
And I had a Mini, which I supercharged as well.
So, classic car fan?
Classic car fan, yeah. Always had classic cars.
Right, so 18 months later you've got 4 Quantums, so how did it all begin?
A friend of mine basically jumped up a few years in his classic cars. He went to the 80s, he bought an XR2.
Right.
I couldn't get anywhere near the XR2 handling wise in the MGB. On the straights I weren't too far away.
Yeah.
So I sold them both, and quite literally the first one to come along was the green Quantum, the 2+2. Picked up in Darwin. And I thought, I did know they were on my radar. I did know about the cars. And I thought, well, I'm going to have a look at it. It's cheap and cheerful, but it has all the XR2 running gear. So basically, as soon as I saw it, I just handed over the money. I said, basically, thank you very much. See you later. Insured it and drove it back. And then the story begins, doesn't it? I've got onto the forum there, the Quantum forum. And the guy says, I've got a little white 2+2 here, if anyone's interested, XR2 I-based. And he was in Harlech in Wales. And basically, people didn't want to really go and find it because it was tucked out of the way. I found it, put it on the truck, and came away with it. That's number 3, which is the red one.
Yeah.
I was just perusing and finding bits and bats as you do. Next minute, email, I own a Quantum. Would you be interested in buying another one? Send me some photographs. So he sent me some photographs, and as soon as I clapped my eyes on it,
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Had to be mine, the red one. It's bottomed with the leather interior, the special dashboard, the 1900 motor in it. Nice car. Right in the centre of Birmingham, not far away from where the Quantum Works actually was based.
Yeah.
So basically then I ended up with 3. And then the H4 came along.
Now I know this car because when I was making kits and cruising for Men and Motors, I was offered this car to do a feature on, and Yasmin Mills was sort of our style guru of the channel
at the time.
So it was like, you know, and I wanted to ask her if a kit car could stand up to the rigors of a test by someone who was into style, and the H4 came out pretty well, and it was this car.
It did. It's this car, yeah.
So I've driven this car.
You certainly have. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going back a bit. That's 20. Well, I stopped making those in 2000. That's 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it must have been 26 years ago that was. So, you know, it's good to see the car still going, and it going very nicely.
It goes well, yeah. After a bit of recommissioning there, give it a service and check the belts and stuff like that. And it was just left in a garage for 5-6 years, festering away, unfortunately. Yeah. And as I said, as I was explaining to you before, it was the perfect storm for the person who was getting rid of it. And he just rang me up and said, Andy, do you want the car?
Yeah.
So I've got 3. And then he said, well, if it doesn't get taken tomorrow, it'll be scrapped.
They're so cheap at the moment. People aren't investing in them, and you know, it's become a thing now. You've got to save as many Quantums, not just Quantums, but so many kit cars are getting stripped for the donor components. It's quite shocking. So, how have you found the cars? Because you've only been with Quantums for 18 months. Driving them, what did you think you were going to get when you first got them, and what have you found since?
Well, basically, when I first got it, I was expecting sort of MX-5 with the 2+2s.
Yeah.
Not far away. Not far away. Performance-wise, I've had a few MX-5s.
Yeah.
Up there within it. But what is the good part about the 2+2s is they've got a huge boot.
Yes.
The guy who actually sold me the green one, he looked at a few MX-5 first before he bought that to put his golf clubs in, and he wouldn't go in.
Yeah.
They literally fell into that.
Yeah,
and like you say, he carries his little dog around as well. We've been a 2+2 and what have you. They're quite practical. I've turned a few heads now. Well, you know, going to the shows and that and the meetings. Yeah. People will come up and wonder, oh, what is it and what have you. And
I found that with mine. When you're out, everyone's got a smile.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's got a smile.
Certainly do.
And everybody has a chat, and it's like having a premium car without the bad connotations, if you like, the attention, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And also, people can't understand the build quality of them as well.
Yes.
When they say kit car, people expect built in a shed by somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, putting it back. These are very well built.
Yes.
Very well built.
You can live with them every day,
certainly
as I
can.
know.
Yeah, certainly can. I use mine virtually every other day when I'm not using to carting a family around as usual.
Yeah.
But weekends, rain, sleet, slime, snow, we're out in it.
I know a lot of you are watching on your TVs and as well as on phones and tablets, but it really does help us a lot if you subscribe to the channel, especially if you've enjoyed the video. It helps the channel enormously and it doesn't cost you a bean. So please hit that bell and click on the all option, and then you'll find out when there's more of these videos for you to watch. I remember once I was driving along and it was colder than this. And there was a very brave chap in a Dax Rush, which is like a Lotus 7 type thing.
It is, yes.
And it was on the M40, and I was doing sort of 65, 70, and he was slowly catching me up and overtook me. And he had the bobble hat on. He had the
neck scarf on.
He had several layers on. Yeah. And I'm sitting there in a t-shirt, and I just turned the heater on.
Yeah.
Put the stereo on.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. But as the H4, you get bursts of both worlds because you can. It goes, I would say, target top, full convertible. Put the windows down. Away you go.
It's got extra catches on now.
It has now.
It just had the middle one when I.
They've updated those now because when you turn them. Yeah, it sort of pulls the roof in tighter and makes it more watertight. Yeah. But I can literally put a hose pipe on it and it doesn't leak. Yeah. And it's the 2+2s leak.
People are surprised. Well,
with the convertible top. Yeah.
But people are surprised with this, how easy it is for that roof to come down.
Oh yeah.
It is absolutely brilliant.
30 seconds. Absolutely. Plus you keep the storage of the boot as well, so it goes onto the top in the slide.
Yeah. It's absolutely a brilliant piece of design work by. The story of these is that Harvey of the Ford Brothers Wooldridge designed the cars.
Right. And
the H4 was the fourth he designed. That's why it's the H4.
H4.
And the 2+2 was basically an open version of the saloon. And but the very first one was a hatchback, which they only made about 17 of. So yeah, these are now becoming rare cars, but people need to appreciate them and save them because this is a kit car you can use all year round. Definitely.
It's all Ford running gear.
Unless you sit talking in it, the old Steve's.
Oh yeah, definitely. It gets a little bit cold outside, a bit warmer inside with the heater being on. But it's all Ford running gear. Okay, sometimes it has the Ford scene tax on. Yeah. This especially with it being the RS 1800 running gear. Other than that, you can get the 1.1, you can get the 1.6. Yeah. Any engine out of the Ford will go in them. Yeah.
I know someone who put a 1.1 in a saloon once. Yeah. So, I can't personally understand why, but...
The red 2+2 started out as a 1.8 turbo diesel. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that was a factory option. Yeah. After him driving it, he sourced a 1.9 American CVH engine. Yeah. And put that on. He said, not really my bag of being a sports car type of thing and having a diesel in it.
Yeah. So so you're stopping at 4?
Never say never. I've got room next door. I've got very good neighbours, so there's plenty of room for both.
Well, basically, folks out there, if you hear of a Quantum, if you want a classic that isn't going to rust around your ears,
definitely.
You want something that's easy to look after, but gets lots of attention in the right way, consider one of these, or a Rickman, or any of the other practical kit cars. It doesn't have to be a Lotus 7. You can have a kit car that you can use every day, can't you?
You certainly can.
So, what is it? If someone said to you, right, I'll swap you the 4 Quantums for a classic car, go back to the classic car thing, how seriously would you have another think?
Now that I know what these are like, I think I'd be adding to my collection more than getting rid of the Quantums.
What I love about them though is when you're working on them, the one thing you don't have to worry about is a bolt rusted on.
No, I've taken them apart, and literally they come apart quite easily.
Yeah, and it really is a surprise when if you take that away from a restoration job, it really does make it a hell of a lot easier.
It does.
Or even just a maintenance job.
I said this was stood for 5 years, and it literally, within 15 minutes, was running.
Yeah, mine's been stood for 5, but it still runs up and down the drive fine.
No, this was lock solid.
Turns over.
Just left to its own devices, all the brakes and everything. Like I said, check the fuel system, that was horrible. Flush it through with clean petrol, check the timing belt, and literally started up as though it had been switched off overnight.
And you know, this has got the 1.8 Z-Tech, isn't it?
It is, yeah, 130 brake.
With the fuel injection.
It is.
So it's everyday reliable, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Turn of a key and it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could literally jump into it and go to Scotland or down south or wherever you like. And it's comfortable as well.
What about fuel economy? Have you had it long enough to sort of...
Yeah. When pootling about, you're probably touching high 40s.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. When you because of the weight, you're not pulling that metal body around anymore, are you? So you've lost a few kilos, like so.
Well, on the long run, how much are you getting?
Probably about 45. Just gentle.
I'm getting about 45 out of the saloon with a CVH, but around town it drops to about 30ish.
Yeah, but I would say
with the carbs
about 34, 35, pottering about.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
It's not bad at all. Like I say, and if you're going to be only using it for a weekend car as well, it's a no-brainer.
And the boot, you've got loads of room, and you know it's.
The thing is with convertibles and stuff, when they're a Targa top or a roof goes down, there's nowhere to store them.
Yes.
So the H-Force just takes it off, slides in the boot, drop the back down, full convertible.
You've got space behind the seats.
You still got a space there for a little dog or something.
Yeah.
Or children. I wouldn't put children in there. It's very tight for tax reasons.
It's quite spacey, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm quite comfortable. I'm not the largest of people, but the seating position.
I've got the same seats. Yeah. They are so comfortable on a long run.
Yeah, they're quite sought after in the Ford world now, because obviously the Mark IIIs are coming up into it, and these are what they call high wing backs. Yeah. So like a lot of Quantums, what you'll see, will have like Ford XR2 seats in it. Yeah. Just basically what the donor car was. If it was 1.1, everything got switched over. Yeah.
But I mean, I think they put a set of these in my car and the previous owner, and they're really. I've driven all the way to Sweden in it, and it really is the most comfortable seats.
So the driving position, unlike the Mark IIs, the 2+2s and Fiestas, it's angled over to the right more. With the XR2 running gear. This seems to be a little bit more central.
It's a bit better, yeah.
You see the dash mode. I often thought, why would it have over?
This tends to lean a little bit more in the corners compared with those, but I mean we're talking margins, aren't we?
Well, like I say again, with this being the RS, it's got the RS springs on and stuff like that, so it is quite sporty. I would say that now, out of them all, the red 2+2 has been designed for comfort, so it's got comfort springs on. Yeah, because of runs.
Mine has as well. Yeah.
So this has got the full RS gear on it. It's a bit bangy, a bit crashy. Yeah. On back roads, but as soon as you get it onto a road and it's quite a piece of decent tarmac, it's off, point and squirt. I can keep up with my friend in the XR2 now.
So, say one of your friends in the classic car fraternity says, oh, where can I get hold of one? I need the running gear for a Fiesta. Try and talk them out of it?
Well, if the car, the thing is with Quantum is because of fiberglass.
Yeah.
It's only the running gear and the chassis and the cages and stuff that hold everything together can typically rust. They can rust. It would have to be quite a far gone.
Yeah.
Because they're quite easy to save.
Yes, they are. A lot easier than the Fiesta.
A lot easier to save.
A lot easier to live with as well.
But now that it's coming into the generation now when we're going out to classic car meets and shows, it's all 80s.
Yeah.
So we've XR3s, XR2s coming out of the woodworks, which have been converted back in the 90s, shall we say, when they've got like, or 2000s, where even 2010, they're putting ST170 motors in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're not worth as much. Everybody wants a standard car.
Yeah.
So basically, if they bought a Quantum with, say, an ST170 in it, a Quantum with a CVH in it, and swapped it over to the XR2, they would actually enhance the kit car and get the quality back.
That's if they bothered to put it back in.
That's if they bothered to put it back in. No.
But right, so thank you very much for letting us look at your car, and well, your cars, and we'll come back in the summer.
Yeah.
And we'll go for
perhaps
a
we'll
run.
have the red one on the road by then.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have my car on the road. We'll do a nice little run to Wales.
Nice run. Yeah, we'll have a good run out, won't we?
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to click on the thumbs up and the bell. It really does help the channel, and we'll see you next time for some more alternative cars.